Welcome to the video service manual for the Maytronics Supreme M Series robotic pool cleaners. With this video as a guide, you will learn the necessary steps to troubleshoot, diagnose, and perform common repairs to the three major components of the M Series units: the power supply, the cable, and the motor unit. For instructions on how to perform other service elements, download the full service manual from our support website at support.maytronicsus.com. This video has been broken up into chapters to enable you to quickly and easily find the step or steps you need to assist you in servicing an M Series machine. To perform the service demonstrated in this video, you will need a Phillips head screwdriver and the Maytronics Dolphin handheld tester. If you're using a power screwdriver, be sure to use a low torque setting when tightening screws to prevent damage to the unit. For an interactive exploded view diagram of this unit, please visit our support website at support.maytronicsus.com. Chapter 1. Before beginning the process of troubleshooting a unit, you should always obtain from the customer a detailed description of the robot's behavior in the pool. Knowing what symptoms the unit is exhibiting will help you more quickly and accurately identify the issue or issues. The first step when diagnosing any Dolphin cleaner is to perform a self-test diagnostic cycle. This is accomplished by turning the robot upside down on the workbench, plugging the power supply into the wall, plugging the floating cable into the power supply, and turning the unit on. For this M400 machine, the self-test should exhibit the following behavior. The brushes will rotate in opposite directions for about 10 seconds. Pause. Then, each will reverse direction for another 10 seconds. The unit will then sense it is not in the water and shut down. If the unit successfully performs this self-test cycle, it is an indication that all of the unit's systems are receiving power and functioning properly. If the unit is still experiencing issues, examine the other factors that might affect its operation, such as pool condition, the user's power outlet, etc. Chapter 2. Once you have completed the unit's self-test cycle, you should now proceed with testing the unit's major components. First, test the power supply. Begin by unplugging the floating cable from the power supply and inserting the round end of the Dolphin tester into the Amphenol plug socket. Turn the power supply on. If the green LED indicator light on the tester lights up, it means the power supply is functioning properly. If the green LED does not light up, the power supply will have to be replaced. After replacing the power supply, try the self-test cycle again to make sure that the unit is now functioning properly. Chapter 3. Next, we will test the cable. Begin by removing the screw holding the impeller cover in place. Then remove the impeller cover. Dislodge the rubber strain relief grommet from its notch. Next, remove the 4 screws securing the shell of the unit to the chassis. 2 are located under each cartridge door. Once removed, the shell will lift away easily. Set it aside. With the shell removed, you have access to the unit's internals. Remove the foam ballasts from both sides of the motor unit and set them aside. You can now unscrew the white plastic nut that secures the cable to the motor unit using either your fingers or a wrench. Pull back the nut and the rubber grommet beneath it. Then grasp the cable firmly near the connection and pull straight upward. It will come free with a little pressure. Next, plug the triangular end of the tester into the cable. Plug the other end of the cable into the power supply and turn it on. Again, if the light on the tester turns green, it indicates that the cable is functioning properly. Be sure to twist and wiggle the cable around, especially at both ends, while testing it to ensure that there are no intermittent shorts, which might otherwise produce a false positive. If the cable does not produce a green light on the tester, it will have to be replaced. Simply remove the screws attaching the cable strain relief to the motor unit. Remove the old cable and install the new one. Make sure to use something long and thin, like a flathead screwdriver, to push the triangle end all the way down into the motor unit until it hits bottom. When reattaching the strain reliefs, make sure you leave enough slack on the cable to ensure that it clears the impeller. After replacing the cable, reassemble the unit and try the self-test cycle again, to ensure that the unit is functioning properly. It's important never to turn the unit on before reassembling it, as the impeller edges are very sharp and can cause injury. Chapter 4. Having eliminated the power supply and the cable as the source of the issue, the next step is to ensure that there are no obstructions in the drivetrain, which would prevent the motor unit from operating properly. This is accomplished by turning the robot upside down on the workbench and rotating the brushes manually in each direction. They should turn smoothly and easily with some resistance, but without any audible pops or clicks. If the brushes do not turn smoothly in both directions, remove the side panels of the unit by removing the 4 screws on each side, securing them to the chassis. Visually inspect each side to ensure that there is no debris caught in the drivetrain that could be preventing it from moving freely. If there is debris lodged in the drivetrain, remove it, reassemble the unit, and try the self-test again. If the unit still does not perform the self-test, the motor unit will have to be replaced. To do so, begin by removing the cable from the motor unit, if this has not already been done. Continue by removing the 4 screws securing it to the chassis. Each drive motor is connected to the drivetrain by a shaft, which fits into a hexagon-shaped adapter that penetrates the side panel. Rotate the brushes on each side so that the notches in these adapters are perpendicular to the workbench surface. This will allow you to lift the motor unit out of the chassis. You may have to free one side at a time in order to lift it out. Insert the new motor unit and secure to the chassis with the 4 screws removed from the old motor unit. If the drive shafts are not properly aligned, you can turn them with a pair of pliers to line them up. Reattach the cable and reassemble the unit. After replacing the motor unit, try the self-test cycle again to ensure that the unit is functioning properly.